Women love toxic men. Now, check it out. Before we go any further, let's define toxic. I'm not talking about abusive of any kind, physical, any of that. And most of us that have common sense, we know what that line is. Not abusive. We're not talking any abuse. We're talking about toxic. To define it even better, it's interesting in a negative way. Toxic. For example, Botox, toxic. It's a toxin, and they inject it into your face. Women love it. And whatever it does, it makes you look younger. Someone figured that out because they were playing with some toxins, right? And toxic, we think is automatically bad. And actually, toxic, if it doesn't kill you, it is very interesting, right? We're fascinated with snakes and spiders. You know, these are toxic animals. They carry venom, and there's a certain respect for that animal because you know, they carry a toxin. So when I say women love toxic men, and by the way, if you're a great man and you're perfect and you don't agree with me, just turn this off because you're not gonna like it. Because I'm gonna give you some tips on how to be toxic in a safe way, right? Because if you're not interesting, if you're just this bland, safe, boring type of person, and this applies to married men or if you're not in a relationship or you're dating, whatever it is, it applies to all men. Like no one wants that. And I think we have to come to terms with that. Like we love interesting people. We love interesting situations. We don't have to like them, but we're attracted to just toxic. We're attracted to the chaos. We drive real slow by a car accident, seeing, we're curious about what we may see when you try to be so safe. Because by the way, we are all toxic. It's just you gotta. Everyone has buttons, right? And when those buttons get pushed the right or wrong way, you get a reaction. And let's not act like no one is like just bland, neutral. We are all toxic. Some of us control it. Some of us can't control it. So let's leave that there. Let's go into what makes a man interesting to a lot of women, and is that he's a little toxic. Like he has a little nature to him. Like he could get mad at the drop of a dime, right? And when I say mad again, we're not going into abuse. Let's leave that there. I'm talking about just sometimes if you're not that kind of person that likes drama, right? Like I like a little drama, but there's some men that they're introverts or whatever it is. Let me give you some tips. If you are an introvert and you know this and you know that, you're too peaceful, throwing in a little bit of toxicity, you know what I'm talking about. If you just become a little toxic, what happens is, one, you get to know yourself because we all have it. You need to know what your boundaries are, what triggers you, all of that. You should know that. But on top of that, it makes you way more interesting because actually in another video, I talked about how I personally, I love toxic women, right? Now, I'm not going to be in a relationship with them, but there's something interesting about a toxic woman. There's something there. Anyway, we're going about how women love toxic men. You're that safe guy that provides stability and just peace and zen, and you don't kill a fly, and you're just sitting there, just perfect. I mean, sounds good on paper, but do you really even want that? Like what woman is gonna really go year after year with that, right? So once in a while, you got to throw in a little chaos on purpose. Why? Why on purpose? Let me explain. You either going to throw the chaos on purpose or the chaos is going to find you. And it's not even your chaos. Chaos is all around us. Everything in the world is constantly changing. Now, when I say throwing chaos on purpose, I'm not talking about burn your house down or let's. This video actually is for people that have common sense, right? If you are crazy, don't watch this. Chaos is what make women feel that you care. So I myself, I have worked to not being a jealous man. I'm not saying I haven't been in the past. I'm not saying I don't get jealous feelings, but it's hard to make me jealous. And that's just something I worked. I brought myself here. Was not like that in my younger days. But if you're not that, sometimes you gotta act like you're a little jealous. And I get a lot of slack from women because it's like they know what I'm saying is true. It's not that you're gonna like look through her phone or don't be, destructive. Jealous, like if a guy, guys look at your girl. Hopefully, so guys looking at your girl, you don't gotta go fight the guy. Just chill. But then later I'll be like, yo, that guy was looking at you like crazy, right? Like that, right? That's peaceful, but it makes her feel like, oh, he notices, and I'm beautiful enough for him to be jealous. When you're never jealous, it makes her feel like, do I even got it going on? Because by the way, women are getting hit on constantly at work, everywhere. She don't gotta tell you, man, man, so men have no standards, you know what I mean? So don't think because you're married or because or you don't think she's attractive, whatever your thought is of why you're not jealous, don't think there's a guy out there trying to get there, right? He's there. So when you acknowledge that once in a while, you don't want to be like constantly. It's just once in a while you acknowledge that you notice, man, looking at her, it makes her feel a certain way, a good way. And it's true, you're not lying. It's like you notice and you're like, yo, it take you nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, man, you know what I mean? That's the way I am. I'm jokey like that. But if you're not like, do your style, but let her know that, there's a little comfort in you about her being so attractive to so many men. That, right? That's a level one. You can escalate this toxic, interaction. And you got to know your limit, right? Because don't be serious. Like if there's something that really bothers you, communicate that. Don't bring that into this. I'm talking about you want to make her feel good. You want her to be interested in you. Like I said, I don't care if you're married. Actually, if you're married, especially if you're married, you want to bring some of this once in a while because I'm sure you trust her and you have that feeling of safety and all of that. But purposely just break that a little bit because that makes her feel good. You don't want her to feel like she reached a plateau or she's just not good enough or attractive, whatever. So what make women feel attractive and kind of interesting and they're interested in you and they appreciate this kind of toxicity, where it's positive in a negative way, is that you can escalate that, right? So that's a little jealousy, is a little escalation. That's one. Two, once in a while, get mad for no reason. Don't worry about it, right? Like, because you're thinking, like, why would I do that? Why would I bring chaos and drama into something that's already? This is why. I don't know if you ever had makeup sex or any kind of physical activity with a partner that after a tense moment, it just elevates it, right? She needs that once in a while. You can't just do the same thing over and over, expecting her to just be happy all the time. So once in a while, you got to just get mad for no reason. I myself, I get mad, but I'm serious. I don't get mad like crazy, but a lot of things bother me, and I'm a very outspoken person, so I'm gonna let it be known, and I will start some problems. I don't have a problem with starting a problem. Now, if you're the type of person that's too peaceful, you got to figure out a problem to start. Whatever, you threw stuff in the garbage bin and there's no bag in there. That's a pet peeve of mine. Like, put a bag. Like why are you throwing stuff in the garbage bin and there's no bag in there? Then when I'm taking out the garbage, like, it's silly, but it's interesting. It makes the relationship a little bit more interesting. 3, another tip. If you want to escalate it, right? Know your limit, right? If you got anger issues, leave it alone. I'm talking about people that just, you're boring. You're boring. You're peaceful. All you do is just watch TV and play video games and sit there on the couch like you're just a blob, right? We know, sometimes we got even all of us, we go through those stages, but you got to spice it up. And once in a while, you got to get mad about something that it's out of your control. Get mad at the neighbors. Get mad. Let her see you get a little worked up about something. Let her know that you're human. Let her know that you are alive and things bother you. And if you can find something about her that bothers you, then bring that up. And like I said, control it. Don't bring real issues, right? Like if she has a real problems, like don't bring those. Like I'm talking about, like why you leave your shoes there all the time? Like you should put them over there, right? Silly stuff. Like, but think about this first, right? So, yo, you really gonna put your shoes there? You couldn't just move them over here, right? That little bit of thing is gonna make her either fight with you. I just put them there, that starts it up, or she might go out and move them. Either way, you win. Either way, you send a signal that, yeah, we might be together for years, or I don't even know you. Regardless, like I'm gonna let you know how I feel. That makes her feel a little safe. How? She now feels that if something bothers you, you're gonna let her know, and this relaxes her. This makes her not be on her tippy toe, like acting a certain way because she don't know what's gonna set you off, right? So that's something, especially for long-term relationships. You get into routines that this person so well. You know them so well that you know what pisses them off or what they like, right? You just don't do what pisses them off and you do what they like. Once in a while, switch it up. I mean, it's fun. Like I said, don't bring real issues. Like, I mean, I'm talking about little things like why you put your wet towel here, why you, whatever it is, just bring it up in an annoyed kind of fashion. And she's going to either one, fight about why you're wrong about it or why she can do whatever she wants or whatever that is, or she might just fix that. But either way, it's more interesting than just being this guy that allows anything that she does. She's perfect. And whatever she does, that's her. And I don't want any problems. And a lot of times in relationships, you get into that phase where, like, I didn't want to hear her mouth, right? I don't want to start nothing because I know where she's going to go. Unfortunately, if you're going to be in a relationship, you got to deal with it, right? And this is what you're doing. This is what you got to deal with it. I'm not saying break the peace in the home and all that. I'm saying be interesting. Don't be afraid to speak your mind about things you don't like, or just throw a little, if she hates something, just for the sake of it, you love it. I think it's cool. Like out of just starting something. And you'll see the difference, right? Again, this video is for people that have common sense, right? This ain't for people that have anger issues or abusers, or if you're a little cuckoo or whatever, like this ain't for you. This is for people that know what I'm talking about. Like, just throw a little spice in there. Like when I say women love toxic men, if you're not that toxic man, there's some toxic men out there and they'll come get her. That's the truth. You can trust her all you want, but if you are not, if you don't have that flavor, if you're not keeping that relationship, or even if you just met her, that's the best time to sort of show your toxic traits, because she'll understand quickly if this is where she wants to go or not. But she definitely will understand this is not where she wants to go if you're this boring guy that just pleases her. Oh, you're the queen. I'm going to sacrifice myself and give you everything. I will just be so uncomfortable, me, so that you can be comfortable. Yeah, she ain't going to go for that. And if she does, you have a long road ahead of you. So my suggestion again, throw a little toxic in there. Keep it interesting. Start a crazy argument. Just, like I said, not real. Don't bring real, disclaimer, do not bring real issues into this, what I'm talking about, into this interesting toxic. Do not bring real issues. Deal with those for reals. Do not, right? Because you know where that's going. I'm speaking of little dabs, little arguments, little fights that you can resolve too. Also, don't start anything that you can't resolve. Start little fights that you can resolve. And when you resolve them, it's bonding, right? It's like it's heaven, and if you make it physical from there, even better. But I just wanted to put that out because I have friends that are so peaceful and I'm bored and I'm not in their relationship. You know what I mean? Like, so keep that in mind. And this world is not about peace. This world is about balance. Too much peace is not balance. Too much quiet, too much that's not balance. And too much chaos is not balance. So balance, that's what this world is about. The tide, it goes out, it comes back. And that's the world, constant change, imbalance. When your relationship is too peaceful, you're bound to lose. When you're too peaceful of a guy, you're bound to lose. And when you're too much chaos, the same. But if someone should see this because they're peaceful and maybe you're afraid of telling them, I'll tell them. Send them this video. It's like, yo, step it up a little bit. Your girl's bored. She's bored. And the guy from work, he's a hot mess. Very interesting. So till next time, if you haven't subscribed, peace.